Greetings, cadets. This is Commander Andrews, coming at you from Princess Juliana Airport in St. Martin. We've spent a lovely 2 weeks here, and today we're going to do a 0.5 flight. We're going to have a quick trip over the water to visit the shortest commercial runway in the world, apparently. But what's most exciting is the aircraft that we've decided to do this in today. The DC-3. That's going to be a challenge. So it's basically just a nip around the block and come over and see if we can chop any more people's heads off. Right, you'll notice on the last flight and when we arrived there weren't many people on the beach because I didn't know it was a public holiday and some serious sporting event was going on. But anyways, I hear they're on the beach today. So let's get this bird on the move. Alright, and here's your first look at the interior, the cockpit, the flight deck of the DC-3. It's old school, right? This is going to be fun. First thing obviously we do is switch on the ground power. Ground power is on. If we have a glimpse outside the vehicle, ground power is connected, there you can see it. And the next thing we do, the car flaps. We're going to open the car flaps. 1, 2, 3, all the way around to open. Car flaps are good to go. Fuel selectors. The fuel selectors are down here. We'll turn them on. There's one on either side. 1, 2. A bit tricky though. Goodness gracious. There we go. That'll do. And that'll do. After the fuel selectors have been opened, we can look down at the throttle quadrant. Now, don't let this scare you. Very simple. Look like snooker balls. First we want to put the prop controls full forward. Those are the prop RPM controls. And then when the mixture, we want to go full rich for startup. And of course, the throttles will just crack open. After we've done that, we can go upstairs to find the booster pumps. We'll start the left engine first. Now you can hear those booster pumps going, and the magnetos are here. We'll turn them on. After we've turned the magnetos on, we go to the starter. This is a bit finicky and a bit tricky here, so we're going to start the left engine first, so we need to go up on the left. Can we do it? It is very finicky. We have to just get this view right. No, not that one. Up. I want up. Okay, it was up. There we go. There's up. And the mesh can go on. Prop is turning. While the prop is turning, we can then put the engine primer switch on, and off she goes. The engine splutters into life. Right. Engine 2 seems to... Engine 1, beg your pardons. With engine 1 running, we can turn that booster pump off. There we go, a bit quieter now in the cockpit. But now, we're going to start the right engine. But before we do that, with the engine running, we can go ahead and turn the battery on, because now we'll be getting power from the engines, and the ground power can go off. Okay, ready to start the other engine. Booster pumps, right engine on. Magnetos for the right engine, that can go on. And then we can go starting down there. 2 seconds, and mesh. Get that thing spinning, and then we can put the primer on. Sounds way different to a 737-600, doesn't it? Okay, let's bring over little nav map and have a quick look at where we are. There's Princess Juliana Airport. We're sitting over here, and our trip today is going to take us over the water to... Now here's another airport that I struggle obviously to pronounce. Juancho E, I believe, and I did have to Google how to pronounce that. That's where we're headed. You can see there's no wind today, so we're lucky. So yeah, that should be a quick trip in the 7-3, but not that we can land at this airport in the 7-3. In fact, it's going to be really touch and go, excuse the pun, in this aircraft. So, let us get moving. Engines are on. We can turn that booster pump off. And yeah. The handbrake for this aircraft is a little difficult to get to. We need to... Whoops. There we go. It's underneath here. Goodness gracious. And this is the tail wheel lock. Now I'm not sure whether I've locked it now or unlocked it, but we'll soon find out when we realise we can't turn. Okay, we're going forward. Turning the rudder. Nothing's happening, so let's double check that. Whoop, going down. There we go. Let's go back up. Now we're turning. Great stuff. Right. Well, one thing we didn't do is the lights. Positioning lights we can go on. What a sight. What a sound. Okay, so I could go around these aircraft and taxi onto the runway on that end, but I'm just going to go onto the runway here. We're not involved in ATC today. They have got the day off. They're on the beach themselves, actually, and they'll be seeing us shortly. So, we'll be taking off. Oh, goodness gracious, what's going on there? Did I run over something? There's this bump in the runway. That's what that was. Fascinating. Okay, as you can see, 2 dead windsocks over there. We're gonna need to do a bit of a run-up, I think. Let's see if we can locate them flaps. Well, they certainly make a noise, the flaps. Alright, taxiing forward. We can get rid or turn the yoke off. Let's do that. If I can, it's just a bit tricky. Because you have to figure out where to click it, but you know, it's not a train smash if we can't remove the yoke. Does sound like a beast. World Travel Airlines. There were plenty of liveries to choose from. That was very impressive. I call them liveries, people call them liveries. I believe livery is the correct pronunciation, but it's a habit of mine and that's just stuck. Nice looking hotels. These hotels are strictly for aviation enthusiasts, I think. Right. One thing about this plane is it can turn on a dime. Look at that turning circle. Okay, a little bit more flap. There you can just see those flaps coming up. a vehicle on the runway. Now, I believe we now need to lock the tail wheel into place when taking off. So let's see how that's going to work. But I need to line up properly if I'm going to do that. And then after a certain amount of speed, then the vertical stabilizer will become effective. But before that, whoops, oh, listen to those brakes, goodness gracious me. Okay, so moving back, now we go down to find the tail wheel lock is done. Right, now it's wish me luck everyone, let's rock and roll. Wait, before we do this, I just want to do a run up here, just listen, just to hear these engines. Let's go. Brakes off. And we're on our way. Okay, there is a little bit of rudder input that I'm doing. Obviously now you can see the tail wheel has left the tarmac, so now we have got rudder control. Let's slide it over to the right slightly. That car better get out the way quite soon. And I think at this point we can raise the nose and off we go. Beautiful. Right, with those wheels up, we can also bring the flaps up. Really does sound old too. Now, our destination is visible on the horizon after takeoff. Also after takeoff, we need to turn the car flaps onto trail. Whoopsie daisy. While not nosediving this aircraft. Okay, we do another left turn, and there you can see our destination on the horizon. Okay, we're not at full throttle. Let's see if we can speed things up. Seeing as this aircraft does not have an autopilot, I will be controlling her all the way. However, I'm not going to subject you, my viewers, to the monotony of that. We'll speed this up a little bit for you, and yeah, expect the challenge that awaits us. A little bit of trivia on the DC-3. The DC stands for Douglas Commercial. The aircraft was manufactured by Douglas in the 1930s. There is a military version of the aircraft that goes by a different name. They call that the C-47. And if you speak to military types, they get awfully insulted if you call their aircraft DC-3. There is our target out the right window. The airfield is, I think, just on that little... I think it's just there like that. We're going to come in from that side. I think that's the best bet. I'm quite impressed the details, the way this compass housing is jiggling up and down. Okay, the waters are very calm today. Like a mill pond. It will make the bergs harder to see. There's no breaking water at the base. No prizes for that movie quote. Now, I do want to make sure that we have a decent approach. We don't want to be too close. This is going to be very tricky.
Five minutes later.
There it is. There is the airfield. What are the odds? What are the chances I'm going to return to Princess Juliana Airport with this aircraft in one piece? Place your bets. We have to pay special attention to our airspeed. We're at 1,000 feet, just under 1,000 feet right now. to bring the throttles back just a touch. See, now that's the aircraft. If I throttle back a bit too much, the aircraft screams at me because it wants me to lower the landing gear, which I will oblige. The noisiest landing gear in aviation history. And let's begin a turn. And let's start lowering some flap. Okay, we are going pretty slow as it is. Okay, and that's sitting very high in the cockpit, that. I just want to be able to see my airspeed. Okay, there's the runway there. We're almost lined up. Let's begin a gradual turn. More flap. I'm going to go full flap now. I think I'm comfy with that at the moment. There you can see the flaps. We are very slow. That's good. That's what I want. Well, let's throttle a little bit. We don't want to prematurely go for a swim. Okay, we are at full flap. Quite majestic, this site. Okay, I think we're pretty much lined up. Let's start that turn. Don't want to tilt these wings too much at this low speed. I think I can throttle up a bit. We are quite far out and we're at a decent altitude. Okay. Whoops, just move my seat there. That's a very big window column in front of me. Okay, let's throttle back a bit. Throttle back a fair amount. This is a very short runway. Okay, throttles to idle. Full brakes, as much as we can muster. Brake!
Fui yo!
That is not bad. We're gonna have a quick turnaround, pay a quick visit to what they have as a terminal here. Oh, wait. Here's me trying to taxi, but I need to unlock the tail wheel. There we go. Let's try that again, shall we? Now you'll get a sense of how well this plane can turn. Because we need to, yes, turn around. Quite clearly. We won't have to do much of a U-turn. Okay, now let's... Whoops. Should have used that forward momentum there. I braked too hard. Now let's begin the swing. The danger with this is if you turn too much at too low a speed, the wheel locks. There we go. There we go. Even the left wing is almost going backwards now when you're turning so tightly. Now we need to straighten it just to get more momentum, then continue with the turn. Look at the length of that runway. I'm going to leave the flaps down. And we'll do a brief taxi. Okay, while we're here for a few minutes, what I'm going to do is turn on, if I can find it again, there it is, the red knob, the parking brake. And what I would like you to see at this airfield, this island, called Juancho E Yrausquin. Yes, an airfield this small has an ICAO code TNCS. So I've popped into drone mode just to give you guys a look-see. It's something that I find quite fascinating. If we maneuver away from the aircraft and zoom over, look at these solar panels and the detail with the reflection of the sun. And this is a random island, well, not random, it is, as I say, a famous airport for the short runway that is somewhere on the world, and Flight Simulator has rendered this much detail. That is very impressive. If you have a look at the hillside and the houses up here, I'm going to see those houses up there. I'm going to go and visit them. 2 seconds. This must be a fascinating area in real life. Now let's have a look at the view. There we go. There's our airport, and you can barely see our aircraft sitting on the tarmac. But enough of that, let's get going. We're going to have to turn this thing around now. If you have a look at the runway, we've got a difference in elevation from one end to the other. Runway 30 is a different altitude to a runway 12. So I am going to take off on the downhill. So we're going to taxi back to where we were, turn around, and off we go. If we can get this aircraft turned around. So I think the best bet is to turn to the right. Jumping inside, we're going to down there, turn off that parking brake, up we go. Now can we see? Yeah, you have to get moving before that little tail wheel starts turning. There we go. Swing that tail. Now if you swing it too much, it comes to a stop. So we'll have to play it by touch. I'm going to try something. Let's attempt to only use the left engine. That might assist our turning. There we go. Now we're turning in style. I'll have to... Oh! Just missed the stairs. Wow. Okay, let's reset those propellers, the throttles. I don't think you get closer than that. apply some flap for takeoff. Oh wait, it already is full flap, which we can't have full flap for takeoff. I think I'll use that trick again to turn around here. Use just one engine to assist in the turning. And of course we're going to have to, that's the flaps moving, we are going to have to whoops, we are going to have to turn around as far back as possible. Come along, DC-3, let's go. You want to have a quick look at, not that one, little nav map. That was our aircraft route. Quite a good landing there. Okay, let's go. I'm getting distracted. Okay, looks like we've got no flap at the moment. We're gonna need some flap for certain. Okay, we don't want to go too much to the right because then our tail is going to... There we go. Woo! That's how you turn an aircraft. My goodness gracious me. Okay. I think there's no way around it. Let's go. But what we're going to do is hold the brakes. Also, we need to turn in the right direction and then lock the wheel. Although I don't think there's much point in locking the wheel. The tail comes off the ground so quickly. Let's do that. Eyes front. Full power. Hold the brake. Release. Now we just have to control this rudder. We don't necessarily need to be at rotate speed when we reach the end of the runway. We'll just fly off the end of the runway. Goodness gracious me. That's how they do it in the movies. Okay. What we did forget to do is reset the car flaps for takeoff. They're already in the correct position now, so we'll just leave it at that. And there on the horizon is St. Martin. I figured, let's do a 0.5 flight here because it is St. Martin after all. We were able to visit that famous approach with the beach and visit, a matter of kilometers away, the island with the shortest commercial runway in the world. It was an absolute no-brainer. And a good opportunity to have a go, have a look, and have a ride in the DC-3. I won't bore you with the specifics of this trip or the monotony. I am going to skip this bit for you guys, and I'll see you on the approach. Okay, just to give you an update, we are getting an indicated airspeed of 140. According to little nav map, our ground speed is 125, and our destination, the airport, is over there. So we're just lining ourselves up to come in for a spectacular landing. Just getting our view right. There we go, that's what I like to see. Right, on final approach. You can go gear down. Start adding some flap. Noisy flaps and noisy landing gears. After the runway we just landed on, this one's going to be a piece of cake. For those interested in our next destination, they're those people. Oops, bit of a float happening there. Yeah, oh, goodness gracious me. There we go. Oh, oh. Not the most graceful landing. See if we can get this taxiway. No, we're not going to get that taxiway. Whoopsie daisy. Not the most graceful landing at all, but we are here in one piece. And even better, they can use the plane again. There's that bump on the runway. They're fascinating, even make a big noise. Right, where shall we park? I think we're just going to park here. I think it's going to be the wrong way around, but it doesn't matter. Although, if we wanted to, we could easily just turn the plane around. But we're not going to. We're going to leave it there for today. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. And stay tuned. Our next flight, we will be leaving St. Martin, and we are flying to Cuba and landing at the city of Havana. That is going to be great fun. So let's, before we do anything, just turn the engines off. Yeah? She was a beauty to fly, and an absolute pleasure. Thank you everyone, I'll see you on the next flight.